All right, time for another edition of Saturday with Seniors. Our sponsor, Eisenhower's, Tioga County, Harley-Davidson, South Mansfield. It'll be spring before we know it. Why don't you stop on by? New bikes to check out, pre-owned bikes. They got it all. And if you got a motorcycle you want to sell, they're looking to buy it at Eisenhower's. Today, our guest, P.A. Granny.
Yes, I am.
Yes. Well, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Good. I've known you, I think, as long as I've been in Tioga County.
28 years.
Well, there you go. 28 years.
Ever since you've been on the radio.
You know it. You've been a regular listener to the station.
Yep.
But I know nothing about your background. You're quite a unique character.
I'm P.A. Granny, and I would love to get this out to tell people how I was raised as a child. Some of it's okay, some of it's not, and some of it I picked through, and my sister picked through it. But I was born in Greenfield, Massachusetts, and I was brought here when I was 4 years old.
So what year were you born?
April 16th, 1956.
1956. So that
Yep.
makes you how old? This year, 44 and 24, so 68?
I'll be 68 in April.
Okay. So you were born in Greenfield, Massachusetts, and you had told me before we went on the air that you didn't even have a name when you were born.
No, not till April the 19th I got a name.
Why did you not have a name when you were born?
I don't know.
You don't know, okay.
But
They
it
pulled
come
it in
up
after.
it's
Yep.
here on my birth certificate. On the 19th of April, I finally got a name.
All right. So
And how I become, I guess, the star of Pennsylvania is because I help the needy. I give clothes, furniture, dishes. I give out everything. And it didn't matter to me who it was that would be out there needing help. And I used to help a lot of people. And later on in life, I had found out that I was adopted at 4 years old.
So let's go backwards. You're born in Greenfield, Massachusetts. Yep. You were adopted at 4 years old.
Yep.
And then when you got adopted, did you stay in Greenfield at that point?
No, I come here with my parents.
So you were adopted by somebody in this Tioga County area?
My aunt.
Your aunt when you were 4 years old?
My Aunt Cora. But
Okay.
I never knew it.
Oh, all right. So you always thought that was your mom?
No, well, we'll get to that part.
Okay.
But as I went along, I was a homebound. I mean, I was like helping my mom do dishes, do laundry, do cooking and everything.
So where did you go to school? Did you go to...
I went to Elkland. Mm-hmm. I went to Coneski. I went to Liberty. And I went to Troopsburg.
How did you do in school? How were your grades? Not too good? Why was that? Did you not like school or was it just tough for you?
I didn't like school.
What did you want to be when you were younger?
I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Uh-huh. You want to help out animals?
Yep, but they wanted me to put a live frog in formaldehyde, and I wouldn't do it.
Well, there are some things you got to be able to do to be a veterinarian. It's not all.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't want to do it.
So you went to school there. Did you graduate high school?
Nope, unfortunately, I had a child at 16 years old.
Okay.
That didn't help any.
So you were, at this point, were people calling you P.A. Granny at this point?
No.
You went by Jeanne at this point?
Yep.
All right. So you had a child at 16 years old.
Yep.
And then did you drop out of school at that point?
Yep.
And then what happened in your life?
I was trying to raise her the best I could.
As a single mom?
Yeah, as a single mom, but it didn't work out that way. Mm-hmm. So she was taken from me.
Yeah.
But it was hard.
You did the best you could, I'm sure.
I did the best I could.
Yeah, that's all we can do. And
I did the best I could of trying to help raise her and stuff and everything. And I wanted to be out on my own. And my mother told me I couldn't take her with me. Mm-hmm. If I wanted to go, there's the road, go. Well, my 16th birthday rolled up. What a party. What a party. I mean, I got soused, but I enjoyed myself growing up as a child. But when I first found out I was pregnant, my mother didn't want me to have any grandchildren. She didn't want no grandchildren, and she kicked me.
Oh.
She kicked me hard.
Yeah.
So I didn't say nothing. I didn't make a big deal out of it, and she took her from me.
Yeah.
So anyhow, growing up as a child, I was mainly, to myself, I felt like I was an outcast. I felt like I was not wanted by anybody. I was like an outcast. Nobody wanted me. Nobody cared. So what do? You just go about your way, go about your business, and do the best you can do with what you have planned.
Yeah.
Well, by this time, I had met Stephen Tuttle, the father of the child they took. But Mom said I had to go. The child had to stay because it was winter. She didn't want me around her. Mm-hmm. And they did everything they could do to keep her from me. Well, I decided I was going to try to make it on my own. Well, that didn't work.
Did you get yourself a job and all?
No, I didn't. I went back and tried to make it work with her, but it didn't work. And I ended up back at my dad's. Wrong mistake. And Dad says, you can't stay here. So I left.
So you're a teenager still at this point?
And by the time I reached 18, I met Daryl. and I was going to Kalneski Valley School at that time. I met his brother first, and I told his brother, "You'd be the last man on earth I ever married," and I threw his ring back at him. By that time, I was pregnant again with my second one.
Yeah.
I was pregnant for twins.
Yes.
Well, I fell, and one of them didn't make it. You'll amaze my second one. And I ended up trying to do the best for her I could do. I met Daryl then. So I went about my way and did the best I could do for myself. Well, I found out I was pregnant again. My mother wasn't happy. Everybody did what they could do to take her away. They were not happy with whatever I did in life. So I started helping the needy. And one day I was going to my dentist appointment, and I had a flat tire. Well, needless to say, I knew how to change it. I didn't know this at first. I stopped, I put a block under the front tire, and I changed the tire. Well, I didn't know that I was being watched by the state trooper. All I had was a ball head tire. So I put that on and went to my doctor's appointment. 2 weeks later, he comes, knocks on my door and says, "I could give you a ticket for putting the ball head tire on." I said, "Where were you?" He said, "I was close enough to touch you on the shoulder. Watch me change it." I lived in Morris Run, and then as I went along, I helped other people that was broke down and stuff. And that's the day lightning hit my car.
Well, we're bouncing all through your life here, but I do remember you calling the station probably 20 years ago.
Yep.
And telling me, and I wasn't quite sure what to make of it, but you
Yep.
you told me that lightning had struck your car.
It hit the hood of our car and put us in the ditch.
So you were driving along. Was
Yeah,
it you and
driving
Daryl?
right along. Daryl was with me, and the lightning hit the front of the car and put us right in the ditch. We had to be towed out by some guy with a tow chain.
Did your car still run after that?
No.
No.
No, it didn't run. We couldn't figure out why. We could not keep that car running at all, so finally I junked it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it done, but it just hit it, and it stopped.
I'm sure something electric got damaged from that. Did you get damaged from the lightning
No,
strike?
it didn't hurt us any.
Yeah.
But it just made my car quit running, and we junked it.
Yeah.
I junked quite a few cars. And I also demoed one car.
You what?
I demolition derby.
Oh, demolition derby. Okay.
At Whitneyville.
Yeah. You
And
did
I-
the demolition derby.
Yeah, I did. You was there. You was up in that big
And the
building.
announcing booth up there?
Yeah, and then I won that trophy. That guy that was carrying it around.
Yep.
I have a big mouth.
Yeah. And you got the
I
trophy.
got the trophy, and I got $35 to boot. I did. I won it.
So did you do any other demolition derbies, or was that your only one?
Only one.
Yep.
But I want to do it again.
Yeah.
But I got to get a car first. But it was fun. Okay, I got to be honest. My dad and I told my mother if she ever put another bowl of cherries on the table, we were going to cut down the cherry trees. She had 2 big cherry trees. Guess what she done? She got this big old bowl, went out to the cherry tree, put these cherries in this bowl, put them on the table. She went downtown. Dad and I cut down the cherry trees along with her apple tree. She was not happy.
Well, sounds like you didn't make her happy a few times in life here.
Nope, I didn't. Dad and I cut them down. We couldn't tell a lie. We said, "We cut down your old stupid cherry trees."
Couldn't tell a lie. There you go.
No, Dad said we had to be like George Washington, tell the truth. And she knew we did it because we told her we was going to.
You followed through. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
It was a bad thing, but we didn't eat no more red cherries.
So, did you manage to make amends with your family after this at all?
Kind of, sort of. But I was like,
Yeah.
You know, it was like, stay away.
Yeah.
So my dad and ma separated after 17 years. So I end up moving out of the family because my dad was bad. I'm not going to go into full detail, but he was bad. And I had to press charges against him. I was like young, you know,
Yeah.
and stuff. So I end up moving over here to Wellsboro.
Or Millerton area, right? Is that where you live now?
No, I had to move over here to Wellsboro.
Oh.
Because I was telling Anna on the way over, there was a white house up here. I had to move away from my family because I was a problem child, they called me.
So what's your plan down the road for life? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I don't know. Anyhow, I end up marrying him, and we've been together 48 years.
You and Daryl have been together 40 years. Tell me about your wedding.
My wedding was a disaster. My wedding was a disaster. I'm not kidding, Kevin. We got married in the minister's living room in Knoxville. Okay? Daryl decides to get into the beer. I'm standing on the porch. My grandmother's there, and everybody's there that was invited. My stepdad was there. My mom was there, and the minister, he left. Well, a big old brawl broke out. Daryl's dad's chasing Daryl down the street with a shotgun. Daryl's got a bottle of beer tipping it up like this. I'm yelling at him, you know, and I'm saying this and that, and I ain't going to say what I said, but I said, My wedding was a disaster.
But you remember it. It was memorable.
Daryl's sister made our wedding cake. Well, I guess the kids knocked it off the table. We didn't get none of it. I guess the kids knocked it off the table. So Janet's trying to pick it up, put it back together. I said, just leave it alone like it is. Just save the top piece. Well, they went ahead and ate the top piece. I went down a year later to get it, and they ate the top piece. Daryl's mom was standing on the porch crying. I'm standing there wondering what's going to happen. And I told Daryl's dad, I said, don't shoot him yet. I ain't saying the rest, but I said, we just got married today. Don't shoot him yet. And Daryl's dad looked at me, and then the cops showed up, took the gun away from Daryl's dad. And Daryl's mom fell over the railing. What a wedding.
Wow.
And the kids standing there eating wedding cake after it was on the floor. And I'm like, I would like a piece of that. And I got it right in my face. That girl walked up and put it right in my face. I'm like, there's your piece. I said, where's Daryl's? She said, well, I got his right here, too.
Oh, my gosh.
So the wedding cake didn't get eaten like it was supposed to. Janet made it beautiful. It was a gorgeous cake. But they knocked it off onto the floor, and it just splattered. I've been married for almost 48 years.
You guys go on a honeymoon or anything, or ever do any trips together?
No, we never went hardly anywhere. We went fishing down to Coneski Lake, and the game warden told him, he says, you better get up there. Your wife's catching all the fish.
So what's the furthest away you've ever been? Have you ever traveled anywhere?
I went to Florida one year for a week's vacation.
Took your car down there?
No, I was taken down by semi. They come and got me. Bill, Diane, and them come up and got me, and we went down in the semi.
What'd you think of Florida?
Beautiful. Beautiful country, beautiful state, but I didn't want to come back, but I did.
Yeah.
It's beautiful down there. It's gorgeous. The beaches are beautiful. It rained the whole week I was there. It rained the whole week, and we couldn't go swimming. And they had a beautiful in-ground pool. This thing was gorgeous, but they won't allow you to go swimming.
Yeah, I don't want you to get struck by lightning, probably.
And you have to wear your shoes because of red ants.
You learned that, huh?
Learned that. Well, you have to wear your shoes all the time in Florida because of the red ants. And they're this big.
That's scary.
They're
Just
big and red. And they bite, they said.
Yeah.
So they took me out to dinner and put a perm in my hair, and it was really nice and stuff, and took me out to dinner, and I said, I'll have what that man's having. They brought me out a platter about this big, and what was in it was pineapple, bananas, cherries, plums, there was ice cream, there was cake. This thing was about that high. I ate it all.
You still remember that to this day?
Yep, I ate it all. And the week I was down there, I had a ball. Daryl says, what'd you come back for? If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have come back.
Wow. So when did they start calling you PA Granny? How did that come to be?
January the 22nd, 1982. The truckers give it to me. Howard Wimbrow started calling me PA Granny in 1982.
Was that in the CB or something?
Uh-huh. And I lived in Morris Run. And Georgia Smithers drove truck at that time. I know her. And I'm going to back it up a few minutes. We lived in Liberty. Well, we was outside playing. This is going to get you. I called this cat up to me, which I thought was a cat. It was this big, big old fluffy tail, and the tail stuck up like this. And I'm going, here, kitty, 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 come here, kitty, kitty. I got sprayed. She got sprayed.
This is a polecat, a skunk.
A skunk. I didn't know what it was. And Dad says, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no.
You got sprayed.
And I got sprayed in Liberty by a skunk.
How bad is that? That takes a while to get...
I had to sleep on the porch for 3 weeks.
3 weeks on the porch?
Yep, I had to sleep on the front porch for 3 weeks. I ain't kidding. I've got it written right in here. I ain't kidding. And she had to sleep on the porch on the other mattress. And I'll tell you what, you have to take a bath in tomato juice to get rid of the smell.
I've read that.
Pour it right in your bathtub or wash down with it, and it gets rid of the smell. And if you got a skunk in your house, wherever he pees, dab it. Don't rub it, just dab it. I learned this by being sprayed by a skunk. George and I both got sprayed by a skunk. Oh, my land. What a night. We stunk. That man said, you ain't coming in the house. Neither one of you two. You two stay out there. You two stay out there. You're not coming in here. And that skunk peed on us. And then we was going to school, and Ma said, you guys can't go to school. You two's got to stay home. I cried and cried and cried. I missed 3 weeks of school because of it.
How old were you then?
I was probably 14.
You didn't know the difference between a skunk and a cat?
I was a kid. I mean, I was just a young kid. I go, here, kitty, 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 kitty.
It was
here,
friendly,
kitty.
huh?
And he come right up to me. He come up to me, all right. I got the surprise of my life. Pew! Mom says, you guys are sleeping on the porch. So she'd bring our food out to us. We had to sleep on the porch where everybody could see us. We had to sleep on the porch. We couldn't go to school either.
Wow. Any other quick stories you want to share? Otherwise, I think we're going to wrap things up.
Oh, I got one more to tell you.
All right, we'll do one more and we'll wrap up here.
Okay. There was a car, because my Aunt Cora and them was living up here. We took this car berry picking. This is no joke. And this car was free, so 17 of us, they were doing a thing for the church doing down here. And we were just kids, so they sent us out to pick berries. And this car was free, so we took this car. All 17 of us climbed in the car and went to Gurnee. And we were picking berries, and I'll bet you there was 200 quarts of blackberries in the back of the car. The car quit running on us. We didn't know how to start it, so we took and buried it in Gurnee.
You buried a car in Gurnee.
We buried a car in Gurnee.
Careful what you confess on the radios.
Oh, they already know.
Okay.
They already know. But we buried this car in Gurnee, and my dad says, where's the car? And I said, I don't see no car. Dad says, where's the car? I said, I not know. And we buried it in Gurnee. They already know this story.
Would you use a backhoe to bury this or shovels?
Yeah, we had shovels. We had what we could find to bury this because it had an opening, so we just shoved it in there and buried it. And George just says, make sure you tell him that part. I said, I will. We buried this car. All 17 of us. And we come back late at night. And we had to go clear up here where that walk, probably don't remember the stone wall that was there. The fence is there now. But we had to walk all the way home. Dad says, where's the car? We don't know. It's a true story. So there's 17 of us. And one really...
17 people in one car.
And we went berry picking, blackberry picking.
Yeah.
But we brought some berries home.
All right.
And we walked all the way back with a bunch of berries. We had a good time growing up. But right here is the rest of my story.
You got a lot of story right there.
That's my life history right here. And I'm looking for somebody to give it to. Would you like it?
Oh, I'd take a peek through it, but you should keep that for keepsakes to pass along.
No, I want to give it to somebody.
Don't you have family, your kids?
My family members are all gone. My kids are, one's in Florida, one's in Allentown, and one is in Tennessee. I had 3 girls.
All over the place.
Yep.
I'll take a look at it when we finish up here. How about
All
that?
right. But I'm looking for somebody that can straighten it out as they go along, and I'm going to make a book out of it. I'd like to make a book out of
Well,
it.
you still got a lot of years in your life to start, organizing it and figuring out how you want to do it. And
I could make a book out of it.
it looks like you already did from what you bought.
But I got this here, too. But this is just...
Huge notebook
See,
filled
August
with...
11th, 2000.
You have better penmanship than me, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
By far. All right, hey, we got to wrap things up here. P.A.
All right.
Granny, our guest here on Saturday with Seniors, brought to you by Eisenhower's, Tioga County Harley